Hey guys, this is Cholera bringing you the second game I will be casting. This is the first game from Group D of the Incruit OSL Round of 16, and this is C versus Fantasy. It's going to be an interesting Terran versus Terran map on another new map released today called Medusa. I, once again, don't know anything about this map, so I'm going to assume it has... it's going to look a little bit like infested Kerrigan's hair. It's going to be all spindly, and you know, if you go to the middle, you'll turn to stone or something. That's going to be my guess. Anyway, for those of you guys who've been watching and listening to all my commentaries, do let me know if you like my microphone in this and the last game better than previously. I've just got another headset, just because I think this microphone might be a little bit better. But let me know what you prefer, this or say the microphone in the 2v2 game I casted in the Pro League All-Stars with Firebat Hero. Anyway, here we have C spawning in Teal at the 2 o'clock position, and his opponent will be Fantasy in blue at the, I'd say, 10 o'clock position. Fantasy is a Terran player on SKT1. He's 63% against Terran, whereas C is 62% against Terran. C does have a lot more experience than Fantasy, though. Maybe even 3 or 4 times the number of games he's played. C's played over 200 games. So, you know, definitely more experience weighing on him. So I would say he's a slight favorite, although Fantasy is a very creative player, which I've seen a couple of games that he's played where he's definitely shown that aspect of him. So it could be good here on this map. Once again, I do not know what this map looks like. Those are tanks, though, and that tank in the middle looks a little bit scared because it's like, whoa, shells are coming towards me. Looks like C is going to be using that supply depot, putting that supply depot there to be able to force his SCVs out a little bit faster. Common trick there. And both players are going to go supply depot first, so no super cheese here. I'm not sure how many players are on this map either. It looks like it could be a 3-player, perhaps, a 3-player map. Could be 4 players also. Not exactly sure. In fact, it could be 2 players. I don't think it'll be 4 players, though, given the positions there. And there's some Team Liquid fans there. So we had SC2GG shoutouts and Team Liquid shoutouts. I think that's actually... that's actually Little Susie there. And they do love C, that's right, because of the Team Liquid Attack episode. And this is a Chinese fan, it looks like, of C. C has a lot of foreign fans, definitely. And, you know, he deserves them, I think. So, by the way, the SC Cup is just about to begin at sc2gg.com. Looks like a barracks going up for Fantasy. And I think there still might be some positions left if you go to the site and you beg them to be put in the free agent pool. I am going to be playing in there along with some other commentators, like Sonic Reaver, for example. We have a little bit of a rivalry starting, actually, because Sai is going to play Terran, which is a race he just is absolutely terrible at, as he is against every race. No, just kidding. Well, I mean, the thing is, he thinks there's going to be a big rivalry, and you know, the thing is, a factor going for C, by the way, the thing is, he was a first-round draft pick in the SC Cup. There was a sort of round-robin drafting by the coaches, and I was a 5th-round pick. So if he's gonna, you know, if he's gonna put his pride on the line against my lurker rushes, and he loses, you know, it's just gonna be, he's just gonna be humiliated, and I'll be forced to do many commentator ceremonies against him. So it should be interesting. And if you're interested in watching these games, then definitely go to sc2g.com. I'm sure they'll be able to hook you up with the time of these games, and maybe you'll be able to get on the team. I'm also mainly going to be practicing my 2v2 game with Vilda, my partner. We're going to create the ultimate 2v2 Zerg team out there. It's going to be completely imba how good we're going to be. And we also have evidently a B+ IC Cup player on our team called Louder. So, I mean, we're just going to win. Anyway, back to the game. Both players have gone for 2 facts. Sorry about that little interruption. No, I'm sorry. It was Fantasy who's gone for a 2-fac. C has gone for a, looks like a fast expand build here. So C could be in a bit of trouble. C now getting a scout towards Fantasy's base, and he's going to be denied the scout by Fantasy's Marines. Meanwhile, Fantasy has already gotten into C's. Yeah, he's already going to see what C's doing here. And C's also... Yeah, he's going to see that C's building his expansion. So, looks like the natural expansion is south of the base for C, and it can be walled off fairly easily by putting that barracks and the supply depot there. But we're seeing from C, interesting enough, he's actually going for a starport here. So, early starport from C, and this is definitely an interesting build here. He's going to see, I think he just missing the dual factory, actually, from Fantasy. But C's got a couple of vultures coming out, and he's certainly chosen to get a couple more units than his a couple more vultures rather than go for the standard build, which is to go for that early tank. He's going to see the early tank coming out for Fantasy. He might be thinking that Fantasy has gone for a fast expand, although the timing isn't exactly right for that, so you might suspect something else is up. In which case, anyway, he has gone for the control tower, so C is going to be going for Cloak Wraiths here most likely, or possibly, just possibly, a vulture drop, although I think that's actually rather unheard of against another Terran player. I actually think that'd be quite suicidal. That Command Center lifting up there, I think it's just for a repositioning. Maybe he had it in the wrong position. Tank and 4 Marines moving out here. C could have, no, C definitely does not have Spider Mines because he has not had a machine shop up in time. And the siege mode is going to be done very, very soon for Fantasy. It's going to be about whether C's Wraiths can counter this push from Fantasy quick enough. He's going to need to snipe off a number of these Marines, of course, which are the only anti-air that is available for Fantasy. And C, it looks like we don't know exactly what he's creating. I actually didn't see what he clicked, whether the control tower was flashing or not. Starport, and he's now knows, of course, the push is coming. He's going to spot everything with his barracks, and the SCVs following. So this is going to be an almost all-in push here from Fantasy. If he doesn't do massive damage, he will lose this game because C has that expansion up. Fantasy's far from getting an expansion. He hasn't even put it down yet, and now C is trying to defend from his main base there. So he's already abandoned his natural. That's actually a smart idea there. Wraith is already out for C, but there are those 4 Marines, and those 4 Marines will have to deal. They have to, they have to be very useful for Fantasy in order for this to work. Fantasy is now in the siege position on the command center of C's. C should lift that up, in fact, to prevent it from burning down. Not sure why C has not lifted it up. And C's now desperately trying to put up the bunker. Now C has lifted it up. So just wait, forcing Fantasy to do a little more damage to it. Here comes the big fight, though. Fantasy has his tanks in siege mode. C's trying to use his SCVs and his vultures to get up there, and finally his Wraith comes up, but the Wraith is being targeted, fired by the Marines. It's going to come down very close, and looks like the Wraith has Cloak mode. So, Cloak Wraith's out, but Fantasy has Cloak Wraiths of his own, actually. I did not see that. No, I'm sorry. That is C's Cloak Wraiths, second Cloak Wraith. For some reason, he's not targeting... Oh, he's targeting the Vultures, actually. He doesn't want those mines all over his factories, which would be just absolutely devastating. Still no expansion up for Fantasy, but it might not matter at this point, because he's all over C's base, despite the Cloak Wraiths being there. He's going to pick off a lot of SCVs here with his remaining forces, and he's shaking his head here. He knows, despite the Cloak Wraiths, I think his Cloak's in fact used up, but it doesn't matter. Even if there's no anti-air, these Vultures are just taking a complete toll, and GG coming from C, a complete toll on the SCVs of C, and C has to GG there. Wow. I'm hearing screams coming in from my right ear. I hope it's not outside, and I hope it actually is coming from fangirls in the audience, because it would be pretty bad if there was stuff going on outside. These headphones are just weird. I think it is from... It's from the video, thank God. I thought it was a riot down my street or something. Maybe it's because all my fangirls have finally discovered where I live, and they're just attacking my house, and just to put up barricades to stop them from getting in here. Anyway, C has lost the game, though, unfortunately. He has to really... I have to give a lot of credit to Fantasy pushing in there with some very, very nice micro there, and despite C trying to push out with his Wraiths and his SCVs, it didn't work, and I'm sorry, Best already looks pretty bad when he does a ceremony, and this guy is like a skinnier version of Best, Fantasy is, and he just doesn't look that good when he points that finger up. Best already doesn't look that great when he's trying to show off, is my point, and unfortunately Fantasy looks even a little bit worse, I have to say. But Fantasy is the winner of the game, and that's all that matters. So, hope you guys enjoyed my commentaries. I'll be trying to post these up as soon as possible.